I was told that there would be no more family court caseworkers coming into the house to ask questions. Yeah, so the home visits, that's what stopped. But family court obviously still has your case open, given that you're still under mandated therapy. And given the recent events with Charlotte, they wanted me to check in with you. Okay, but also to not get personal, my husband had issues with you as the caseworker. I don't remember what it was about or anything, but he said that you had been removed from the case and now you're back. Yeah, so I was spoken to about the issues that your ex-husband brought to light, and those have been rectified, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. But in terms of receiving a new caseworker, unfortunately, Serafina Town has multiple systems where everything's just overcrowded and understaffed. You know, the prison system's overcrowded, the hospital system is understaffed, and unfortunately family court is one of those systems in this town that lack the resources for multiple caseworkers to be assigned to a case. So you're stuck with me for this session, but I promise it won't be too long. I just have to ask you a few questions about your well-being and Charlotte. All right, my other question is, you're here because of what happened to Charlotte, but the case itself was about Junior. I was fighting for custody against my mom for Junior. So for you to interview me about her, it just doesn't seem right. Yeah, so this is primarily about Junior, but you do have other children in this house like Charlotte, so things change. Family court wants to know if everything's going on. It's a big deal after a child goes missing, for everyone, especially you. So this is more just a wellness check on our part, because we already know you've gone through a lot of mental obstacles, and having your daughter missing, I can't even begin to imagine what that's like. So again, just a few questions, nothing. So how has the experience of the baby's disappearance and the subsequent leading proceedings affected you emotionally? I know this is stuff they touch upon in therapy, but I also have to have them for my record. It was horrible. I was a wreck when it happened. Since she has returned, I'm very possessive of her. I have not really put her down. But I think I'm experiencing normal emotions that anyone would have after their child had been kidnapped. Okay. How do you think the mandated therapy has been going for you? Have you been enjoying it? Has it been helpful for you? I would say on days where I feel upset or am struggling with something that day, I feel like it's beneficial when I go. But on days that I feel fine, I feel like the therapy is unnecessary. There have been some breakthroughs, though, I think. And overall, I would say it's been more beneficial than not. Good. Charlotte going missing, having her baby kidnapped. Awful. How has that experience affected your relationship with Charlotte, would you say? Just made me love her more, just made me appreciate her more. I, again, haven't put her down. Normal things a parent would go through, I would say. It hasn't made me any less focused as a parent. It's made me more focused. So we know she's a baby, and she probably didn't know what was going on, but even at that age, all the children I've worked with over the years, they can still experience certain trauma with an experience like that. So have you noticed any changes in your baby's behavior or development since the incident? So what I mean by that is sleep patterns, anxiety, new clinginess that you didn't experience before that don't fall in line with regular development patterns. Nothing has changed whatsoever. She sleeps the same, she eats the same, she plays the same, and I haven't noticed anything different, luckily. Got it. Okay. How has this affected Junior, if at all? His sister went missing for a period of time. Any change in his behavior? Just like with Charlotte, I have not seen a single change in Junior. I don't think he knew what was going on. He asked for her when she was missing, but since she's been back, he's the same kid. Do you think that this event has had any impact on your ability to take care of Charlotte moving forward? No. If anything, it has done the opposite. I've slept less because I'm staring at her constantly. I liken it, I said this in therapy, I liken it to when you're screwing up in college. Not that I was screwing up with her before, but when you're screwing up in college and you get that grade that you don't want, and then you just go even harder. That's how I feel with her. I feel like any area that I had felt like I had been slipping in, or I wasn't attentive enough, or I used my phone too much, suddenly I am super mom now. Do you have any lingering fears or concerns about your baby's safety now that this has happened? Just general, like taking her to the supermarket, or just general parent fears that something's going to happen to her. I don't think that it's attributed to my ability to protect her. I just fear for her safety because she's my daughter and this happened. So I think it's a little heightened, but... Okay. Alright. What's your current support system like? I know this is a tricky subject given that your mom recently got arrested and it is dealing with that. So, do you have a support system? I have my mother-in-law, I have my sister-in-law, my grandmother-in-law. Me and my sister are okay, I think. I have my friend Victor, nanny. I'm good. I have a support system. I'm not completely alone. I have my ex-husband Joey as well at times. Okay. Any living changes, living situation changes, financial changes? Yeah. I recently kicked Joey out. Probably shouldn't have. I'm gonna be asking him to come home, but we had a little thing, a misunderstanding on my end, and yeah. How has your relationship with Joey been since this happened? Good. Like I said, we had our issue, the kicking out thing, but we've been good. It's mostly my issues, I would say. Do you care to elaborate on that? It was my own issue. I had accused him of cheating. I was wrong about his situation. Why do I sense like I'm being put on trial here? Oh, everything that you tell me, it's not being taken to be used against you. We just want to better understand you. Okay, well, I had trust issues with Joey. I thought he was cheating and I was wrong. That's pretty much it. And I kicked him out because he had cheated in the past, so I didn't want to just believe him. I wanted to put my foot down. I wanted to be assertive and do the right thing and have zero tolerance for that, and I did. So I'm not so regretful of doing it because I really did think he was cheating. Okay. Now, what steps have you taken to ensure that this isn't going to happen again with your baby? I know you had nanny cams, they were cut. I know your locks work, all that. But we need something to write down here that, we don't have to worry about Junior's safety. We don't have to worry about Charlotte's safety. I don't like that question, no offense, because you saying it could have been, like, my doors were locked, my windows were locked, I had nanny cams. I prevented it. I tried to prevent it, and I don't, no, we're not blaming you. This isn't blame. We just want to know, okay, your baby was kidnapped and it's a tragic situation, but how are you working to prevent that from happening again? I changed my locks again. I fixed the nanny cams. I'm looking into a security system for outside the house. I've been in contact with my nanny to alert her of everything. And I haven't put my baby down. I have not let her go since she's been kidnapped, you know? See? That wasn't so bad. I think that wraps up our questioning. Based off of what you told me, I do think I will be checking in periodically. I know these visits aren't laborious and they're not the worst thing in the world. And I get why you guys do them, but is it really necessary to have more home visits? I think that I have passed everything that has been thrown at me, and I don't really think there's anything wrong here. So what indicates to you that you need to continue to visit? Well, kicking someone out, that's not it's not behavior that children need. It's just not something we want to hear. I was just trying to give honest answers. I didn't mean to overthink it. Don't overthink it. And by me saying that I'm going to be checking in every now and then, and your therapy and stuff, these aren't condemnations to you as a mom. That's not what this is. It's just always in the best interest of the children. And it's not an indication of you being a bad parent or anything like that. We just want to ensure that nothing slips by us in terms of the safety of these two children. Does that make sense? I completely understand if you want to remain mad at me, but I am sorry for accusing you of cheating and telling you that you can't come here. I spoke to Gabby and she told me everything that happened with Melissa, and I was wrong. Granted, I think I do have a right to be skeptical based off of everything that has happened with us, but for this incident, I'm very sorry, and I want you to come back. I'm not at the point where I want to stay mad at you. I don't want to be mad at you, so I'm not. I love you. I don't want there to be tension between us, but I don't think that I'm ready to go back to your place at this point. Why, Joey? I want you to come back. I made a mistake, and I was wrong. I really was. It's not about being wrong or right. Like, I'm not looking for an apology. I get why you still have trust issues. I get it. I understand. But I have two conditions before I can come back to your place. Okay, and what are the conditions? Look, I can get used to you being skeptical of me, with cheating on you and stuff. I get that. We have history. That's going to take time, but when it comes to Charlotte, that's what needs work. Because she's going to get older, she's going to start recognizing me, and you need to be comfortable with me holding her and stuff. And I don't want to be around if you still feel discomfort with that. You get what I mean? And that's not saying, oh, get on it. I'm just saying, maybe I shouldn't be around until you trust me enough to be around Charlotte. Get it? Joey, I do think that I'm there. I'm 98% there. I'm obviously going to have a little bit of hesitation now, even more so because of her being kidnapped. But I am getting comfortable with you and her. You just have to give me some... I don't want to say give me more time. I just need to work on it. But it's going to happen. Okay, well, I have to see it. I have to know that you're comfortable with me around your daughter. That's the right thing to do in my book. I don't want you to be fake comfortable. I don't want you to force it. The other condition has to do with Brian. What about Brian? Look, this man gave me a dirty look. I know he doesn't like me. I don't like him. But he's going to be around a lot more. Whenever he's done with his trip, he's going to be in Charlotte's life. And you need, for me, to figure out if he's comfortable with me around Charlotte. Because I'm not... Let's say you're comfortable and I'm holding her, I'm feeding her. He comes over, he sees that, and he wants to fight me because I'm holding his daughter. I can't have that. So you need to make sure that he understands that I may be living with you at some point, and I may be taking care of her, and he needs to be okay with that. Otherwise, I don't want no part of it, because I don't need to be fighting him every day. Does that make sense? I have a strong feeling that he's not going to agree to let you hold her or any of... I don't know. I don't know if that condition is going to be met. Alright, then, until you figure that part out, I don't want to risk that. I don't want to overstep my boundaries and be comfortable. Because that's got to be jarring for him. I'm trying to be empathetic here. he walks in one weekend, I'm in the middle of feeding his daughter, I would be upset. So you need to talk to him about that, because, you know, you and me are together, we're moving forward. I don't want no weirdness, because I remember how I felt when I saw this man playing ball with Junior, you know? Alright, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna call Brian, and I'm gonna see where he stands with you and Charlotte. Is that okay? Yeah, you do what you need to do. I'm just trying to be right with God and do the right thing on my end. Okay, alright, I understand. Hello. Hi Brian, is this a bad time? I know you're on your trip. No, that's fine. I got a couple minutes. What's up? I just wanted to talk to you about Charlotte real quick. Yeah, of course. Is everything okay with her? Is she good? She's not kidnapped again, right? Yeah, no, she's fine. She's 100% okay. She's sleeping right now. But, you know, me and Joey are together. And he's practically here all the time. He might be moving in one day. And I just wanted to make sure that you're okay with him being around her. I never, like, asked you that. And I wanted to get your blessing. You know, because he wants to help out. He wants to feed her and do all those things and be there for her, so. Yeah, I get you that you guys are together. And I know he'll probably be living with you, but I'm not okay with him being around her. At all. Sorry, what? Yeah, I'm not okay. You asked me. And I'm not okay with Joey being around my daughter. I don't want him going near her. I don't want him touching her. I'm not okay with it. No. Brian, I was really trying to do the right thing by asking you. And you have to understand, that puts me in a very difficult position where, you know, he's going to be in my home and he can't go near her. Don't you think that's a little irrational? Miranda, you asked my opinion, and I gave it to you. We wouldn't be having this conversation if you didn't ask me. But in my eyes, no matter how much this man says that he's changed, he hasn't earned it. Not in my eyes. No one changes overnight like that, and I'm frankly just uncomfortable with him being around my daughter. There's nothing more complicated to it than that. Well, what do you want him to do to earn it? What's the parameters? What's your... How long has this man been back in your life? It's been a couple months, weeks maybe even. The man is still doing community service from being in prison. I think he's far away from redemption in my eyes. Okay, you have a point. Yes, yeah. He still is doing community service, but he hasn't missed any, Alright, we're not going to do that. We're not going to tout that the man's never missed a community service date and be proud of that. I'm not basing who's around my daughter based on, he attended every single community service. Wow, that's a great man. No, he's got to do more than that. It's like you still have amnesia, Miranda, respectfully. Can I also, I'm not defending his actions from way back when, but, you know, he did allow you around Junior, and we're doing the... You say things like that, Miranda. There's no... You're coming with an agenda, so there's no way for me to argue with it, because you're just going to continue to pull up examples of he did this, I did that, whatever. I can't argue that way. I'm not... Me being around Junior, it's a completely different situation, I feel, than him being around Charlotte. We are two different human beings. I never did anything questionable like he did to warrant anyone worried about me being around Junior. But to sum it up, Miranda, I'm just not okay with it. It's just something I'm not comfortable with in my heart. I get that you're not okay with it, but like, there's no compromise on your end here, and that's not fair to me. We need to hit like a compromise. There isn't a compromise. Pretend you're a single mom. Pretend he's not there. There you go. Because that's how you were going to take care of them before you got back with him, right? So if I'm busy with Junior and Charlotte's crying for a bottle, he's not even allowed.
Yeah, like I said, pretend he's not there. I know it's difficult, but you have to understand from my perspective as her father and knowing who he is and physically fighting this man at times, that's the way I see it.
If things like this like keep coming up though, like where we disagree on a lot of things, then you understand that it's going to be difficult to continue to share custody of Charlotte without an agreement.
And there you go. You told me, we both agreed that we were not going to do any custody agreement or go down that road. And here you are now subtly threatening me with, oh, I don't like this, so now we have to go to court. That's essentially what you just said.
No, I'm not threatening you. I don't want to do that. I don't want to go that route at all. But
it's not going the way that you like, and you're not getting what you want. So you're throwing that out there. That's exactly what you want us to compromise. You want us to agree until it doesn't benefit you. Then it's a custody agreement.
all right, you know what, Brian? Forget it. I'll respect your wishes, and he won't go near her. Have a good trip.